everyone, it's the English Simmer here and welcome back to my channel, and today's video where we are apparently discussing something that is a major first for the Sims team and some pretty exciting news that the team gave to us this week. But before we get into that, I want to give a massive shout out to my sponsor, Elgato. You guys might notice a slight increase in quality of my videos recently, and that's because I'm no longer using a standard webcam, but I am using my DSLR camera with Elgato's Cam Link to capture all of my face footage and also these kind of sit down and thinky and opiniony pieces. So if you guys are looking to step up your game in your streaming or your YouTube videos, definitely go check out Elgato. There is, as always, a link down in my description, and their Cam Link and my DSLR are the whole reason why you guys get to see all my insecurities right now, so thank you. But like I said, on to more pressing matters. We, this week, received a roadmap for The Sims 4, and I know, that doesn't happen very often. You guys are probably thinking, Molly, what the heck is a roadmap? A roadmap is basically an estimation of how the few upcoming months are going to go. This is what the Sims team are currently working on and their current call for when content is going to be released. So SimGuru Duke tweeted about this. I'm sure the Sims actually tweeted about it as well, but I saw it on Duke's Twitter, and this is a blog post from the Sims team. So we have a 6-month roadmap. Check out to see what's coming in The Sims 4. So we have one new expansion pack, we have one new stuff pack, and this is the big one new game pack. This game pack is what this video is gonna be about. They're hard at work on the community voted stuff pack, so I'm fairly sure that's gonna be the stuff pack that's included in this roadmap, but we are hopefully gonna get to vote on names soon, which is quite fun. There's also the expansion pack. I'm super excited about the theme that the team has chosen. I think it will be a surprise to many of you. Obviously, recently we've had a lot of the big hitters. We've had university now, we've had seasons, we've had kind of an island, although we've not really had vacation, so I would be really happy if it were vacation, but I think it will be a surprise to many of you. I don't know. What do you guys think the next expansion pack is gonna be? But the most important part of this blog post was another group on our team is currently focused on our next game pack. This pack is a major first for us. Unique, talented, brilliant, never been seen before, never been done before, incredible, and we are super eager to share it with all of you later this year. That's what this video is about. We know that the Sims team have done a lot in the past, and there's a lot of chat on Twitter and online in the community that's like, does that mean only not done before in The Sims 4? But mind you, I would figure it means the whole of The Sims, because, I mean, why would they be making something that they've done before in The Sims 4? That just doesn't really make sense to me. So, my mind automatically goes to something the team have never done in any of The Sims before, and then I was like, wait, what haven't the Sims team done? So I took to my Twitter and I asked you guys, what do you think the never been done before game pack could be? So let's get the big hitters out of the way first. Farming. Farming is a thing that has never really been a thing in The Sims. We got a couple of store items in The Sims 3, which was like a cow hut, where you could, I think you can make milk. I played with it in my Sims 3 Pets Let's Play that I did, but I can't really remember it all that clearly. And we also had chickens and hens, so you could collect eggs. But we've never had like a full farming expansion pack or game pack or anything to do with farming, really. I would kind of prefer farming as an expansion. I feel like that's a big enough theme to kind of fit in an expansion with like a new world and different types of animals. I feel like animals are a big, even though we have cats and dogs, I feel like they're a very big project, and I don't think personally they would put farming in a game pack. Maybe if they were just focusing, but then we have gardening, but if they were doing that up, I don't know. But I think I would personally prefer it as an expansion pack. But that's been one of the big hitters, like ever since we got like university and all those big packs out of the way. I've seen people wanting farming like more and more. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Sims team do bring us a farming pack for The Sims 4, but I'm holding out hope that it's going to be an expansion rather than a game pack. The next big one is obviously Generations. However, they've done a Generations before. They did Generations in Sims 3. They've done Parenthood in Sims 4. I know Parenthood is pretty different. Like, Generations was more focused on every single age group and gives them like some defining moments, which is really nice and is insanely lacking from The Sims 4. But with Parenthood, it was kind of like that, hey, this generation can have an effect on this generation, but there wasn't any really defining moments that came with Parenthood. Again, Generations has been done, so I don't think it's going to be this game pack. And thirdly, the last like kind of big hitter that I've seen the community talking about a lot and wanting for years now is a Cars game pack, which I have talked about this before. I would actually really like a Cars game pack. A lot of people have been like, Molly, how are you going to fit Cars into a game pack? Well, you could have fixer-upper cars, you could be a race car driver, you could have like a working mechanic career. I think there's a lot of ways to be able to do that in a game pack, and I've talked about it before. I will try and find the videos where I've talked about it because I go into way more detail. However, cars have been done in previous games. We had a car stuff pack, I think, for The Sims 3, and yeah, it wasn't a game pack, but it was technically still a pack. Game packs didn't exist in The Sims 3, which is probably why it wasn't a game pack, but I just don't think they would have, like, put that if it was Cars. I just don't think it would have been, like, something that we've never done before. Like, that seems to be quite a big statement, and if it's Cars, then the community's gonna be like, we've had Cars in, like, all the previous games, which Sims Team is exactly why we want them in Sims 4, please, at some point. And then there were two responses that I got a lot of in retaliation to my tweet that kind of took me by surprise, I'm not gonna lie. The first one was a theme parks. A lot of people seem to think that maybe like a Disneyland game pack was coming, which I think would be really cool. However, I'm like, how much can you make out of a theme park game pack? Like, to me, I know a lot of people seem excited by that idea, but I'm like, what gameplay is there gonna be out of that? Like, you just have these roller coaster pieces that you stick together, kind of like Lego, and you just watch your Sims go round and round on a roller coaster. Like, one, we had really bad roller coasters they're not bad, like, it was fun, it was intricate, but it was The Sims 1, so obviously, like, the graphics weren't great, and they couldn't do a lot with it. But we had mini roller coasters in The Sims 1 making magic, and we also got a roller coaster, one roller coaster, I think, where you could, like, add the pieces together and stuff, in Roaring Heights, which was a world that came on the Sims 3 store, and once you downloaded it, you also got this active item, which was roller coasters. But I never ever played with that. One, it seemed glitchy as hell, and it was kind of just like this cart. It looked like Mousetrap, and I feel like that's a reference that not a lot of people are gonna get. Was it called Mousetrap? Cat and Mouse. That was a roller coaster that was in Blackpool Pleasure Beach all whilst I was growing up, and it's kind of like a car, and it just like whips you around the corner, and that's how the Roaring Heights roller coaster used to look, because I don't feel like roller coasters, apart from like Planet Coaster, which is like a full game dedicated to building a theme park, I feel like games just can't do roller coasters justice. And a lot of people say, I don't want to see my sim sat knitting, like that's not fun for me. I personally don't want to see my sim go on a roller coaster. Like, that's gonna be fun the first like 5 times that I do it, and then after that, what am I gonna get out of that game pack? I really don't want it to be a theme park pack. I've just never liked that idea because I'm like, really, what can I get out of a pack that focuses on theme parks? If it were like theme parks and kind of like fun fairs and stuff rolled into one, that I could get behind a little bit more. If there was kind of that like hint or head nod to The Sims 3 seasons where they had like seasonal festivals and they had like ghost trains in October, and then in summer you had like photo booths, or you had like Hook a Duck and you could hold like summer fates and stuff. That I could get behind a little bit more. But if it's just a straight up theme park game pack, I'm really not arsed. Maybe you guys can change my mind. If you have any ideas what they could include in a theme park kind of pack, then please do not hesitate to let me know. Try and win me over to your side. It's happened before with cars. I, for the longest time, was like, I don't want cars in The Sims 4. They're going to be useless. Meh, 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 meh. Now I'm all for a like cars expansion, not an expansion, a game pack or a stuff pack. But I just can't seem to get behind a theme park one. I don't know. Try changing my mind. And then the last topic that a lot of people brought to my attention was maybe they're going to be doing a Happy Haunts game pack, which I would love. I'm going to say it. I know I voted for knitting stuff, but it was so close between Happy Haunts and knitting stuff. But I knew if Happy Haunts won and I gave Happy Haunts my top vote, I would have helped that to win. And I knew that the Grim Reaper career was going to win that. And personally, I don't think the Grim Reaper career was the best part of that. I really like the Ouija kind of experience and being a ghost hunter. I really wanted to see the ghost hunter career back, but I knew in my heart, because of what I had seen the community talk about, that the Grim Reaper career was gonna absolutely dominate that game pack if we were to get it, which is personally why I didn't vote for it. I've had a lot of people tweeting me like, oh, you say you want a ghost hunter career, but you didn't vote for Happy Haunts. I will freely accept that I didn't put Happy Haunts as my number one, but that's the reason why. Because personally, I don't really care for a Grim Reaper career. It would be fun, but I think there's one, a mod for it, and two, I just, again, would get pretty bored of that gameplay. You can kind of do it, just by killing Sims off and, working in cahoots with the Grim Reaper. I've done it in my 13 Souls challenge. It was very fun. It was fun gameplay. I don't want that as an official career, and I was fine accepting that. However, I would love a Happy Haunts game pack, but the only reason I was kind of umming and ahhing over this is because yes, it came second in the community voted stuff pack. And yes, that does seem like the team kind of feeling around being like, ooh, could this be a potential pack that we push out in the future? But I think it's too close to have a release for this year, personally. Because we all know that packs are in production for sometimes years, sometimes months, and I feel like they probably wouldn't have announced a game pack to be released in 6 months. That only came from a community vote that we did a couple of months ago. And also, I don't think they would release a game pack that consisted of Happy Haunt stuff so close to knitting, because that's kind of being oh yeah, well, knitting won the stuff pack, but we had this even cooler idea that the community absolutely loved, and so we're gonna release a game pack on it 3 months after the stuff pack. That just undermines the whole reason of a community vote, in my opinion, and I don't think the Sims team would want to upset people who voted for knitting, because then they'd be like, well, why couldn't you just turn knitting stuff into a game pack if you were going to do that anyway? Why didn't you just tell us that from the start? That just is a big no-no in a marketing side of things, so I don't think they want to create that mess for themselves. And I know I said finally on the last one, but this is the legit like last one. This is like line in the sand. This is where this video is going to end after this point. I personally think that this game pack that is coming 6 months down the line could be a relationship pack. You all know that back in January, I think it was now, in between the community voted stuff pack votes, we actually got a feedback form. All Simmers around the globe, I think anyone who has bought The Sims 4 or who has like origin time on The Sims 4 was sent a survey, or they just posted it on Twitter. I can't remember how they went about it. I know Frost tweeted about it, but there was a survey which basically hinted towards a vacation winter wonderland, which I don't think this game pack could be, but maybe it could be, because they also like obviously wanted to hear feedback on that and like whether there was interest. But the main like point of this was all about relationships and how you wanted your Sims to interact with people in the world, and like if you wanted like other Sims outside of your household to get married, and if you wanted better relationships. It was incredible. Like the feedback was everything that I felt has been lacking in The Sims 4 recently. So it kind of felt nice that the Sims team had clearly heard that feedback from a lot of different players, and they were really trying to listen to us. They were like, right, we've heard these complaints about relationships. We know that this is what you guys want, but how do you want us to focus on that? So that just seems like they were kind of testing the waters to see if a pack like that could happen in the future of The Sims 4. And it kind of also makes sense to me to have it as a game pack. I would love it as an expansion. Like, I do think it is probably big enough to work as an expansion because, again, if they were to do like a relationships pack, they could probably also include like better systems for elders and kids and teenagers maybe. But I do think it could be substantial as a game pack itself. And again, it's something that's never really been done before. We haven't had like the Sims 3 relationships expansion. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Something that has never been done before. It's a major first for the Sims team. What do you guys think it is going to be? Do you think it's going to be any of the topics that I have previously listed in this video? Or do you have some wacky, crazy idea that you're like, I don't think the Sims team would ever do this, but if they did, it would be incredible. Please let me know down in the comment section. I would love to hear your wackiest ideas because I know how creative the Sims community can be. But thank you all so much for giving me the time of the day. I absolutely love these kind of videos where we just throw ideas out into the world and like receive feedback and why we want it, why we don't want it. And I honestly just love getting to like rant and like talk about my favorite game for a while, and this little channel, this little chat that we've had going on kind of gives me a way to do that. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up. If you have friends that are interested in The Sims 4, share this with them. They might be bored in isolation right now. Share this with them. And I hope you guys are staying well and safe. I love you all, and I will speak to you all in my next video. Bye, guys.